Through vision, integrity, and a relentless focus on growth, Sarah Lewis continues to elevate the future of officiating one official at a time. Please welcome Sarah Lewis.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I've paid them to say these nice things. I have been asked to talk about the subject of buying in, which is the currency of leadership. Write that down.
I'm writing it down, Sarah.
Yeah, it's the difference between compliance and commitment. So what does buy-in really mean? Buy-in is not about people saying yes. It's about people acting like they believe. It's when people understand the why behind the decisions. It's trusting our leaders, and it's feeling like they're a stakeholder in the outcome. Without buy-in, you get inconsistent play calling. You get resistance with moving with purpose. You see a lot of officials walking up and down the court, oversized shirts, not looking the part, not really understanding rules knowledge. With buy-in, you get alignment. And alignment is everything. It sets a standard. I engage with my officials before I roll something out. I explain the reason behind it, the why. And then I invite them for feedback and discussions because it's a democracy. It's just not about me. I meet with every single official in our organization and we talk about our goals and our objectives. Then we follow up mid-year. How we doing? How we looking? Do we need to build controls around our goals and objectives? Are we meeting them? And then at the end, our performance is directly associated with our pay. That's where our feedback comes in.
And that's a really, really good point you just made. And I'm listening very closely when you talked about how to lead. And basically leading means making sure that everybody is very familiar with the purpose and what we're doing and why we're doing it.
Resistance, it's not the enemy, it's data, it's information. You have to ask them what they're seeing. It's an opportunity for you to have that conversation. What did you see? Just like coaches. Coach, what did you see? What's your concern? And it gives you an opportunity to listen and allow that buy-in, right? Because they're stakeholders in your community. So yeah, I mean, if they resist, it's an opportunity for you to say, well, tell me what your thoughts are. It's data. That's how I look at it. It's information. When I see somebody resisting, it's an opportunity.
It's kind of like what I was going to say when you said that you asked them, like, what is your opinion or what is your viewpoint? So if their feedback is negative and it's not, like giving what you really need as far as making the situation better, how do you handle that?
Not everybody is going to agree, right? And you don't want everybody to agree. It's an opportunity for you to be creative and be able to include everybody, whether they agree or not. Absolutely. You put the onus on them. A lot of our veterans are very resistant to change. But then we put them in leadership positions and help them, help our next generation of officials so they feel like they're included. Yeah. You're as good as the information that you're teaching them. So they have to run. They have to intentionally look the part. So, but buying in is just not one meeting, not one conversation, right? It's consistent, ongoing reinforcement. So highlighting officials who model standards is important, right? Sharing success stories and holding people accountable consistently is key. We've already talked about it. Let's just do it. Because I'm the authority and it should be enough. That's how managers think. But officiating is different. And I would invite to say that most of your organizations are different, that we're all independent decision makers. everybody interprets things differently. And so without buy-in, interpretation leads to inconsistency. If officials don't buy in, they'll default to habit, comfort, and personal interpretation. Buying in is not about control, it's about alignment. There's wealth in alignment. So the question is, are you managing things or are you leading people? Because one gets the work done and the other builds a system that works, even when you're not there. So,
That is powerful what you just said.
Can you say that again, mandatory compliance?
Please say that again.
managers manage things, right? Leaders lead people. We manage things, we lead people.
Leadership brings commitment.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes. So one, you can just get the work done, and the other builds a system that works.
Even when you're not there.
Even when you're not there.
That is the part.
And our blueprint is the Big Game teaching map. And we consistently drive that home every practice, every clinic, every workshop, every camp, every meeting that we have. We talk about the B in Big Game, build your vision. Where do you want to go? We should always be evolving and thriving to work harder and meet different goals, short-term and long-term goals. The I, intentionally look the part. Off the court, we need to show up like we mean business. On the court, our shirt shouldn't be untucked, our pants shouldn't be too big, we should have black shoes, we should look like the waiters and waitresses of the game. The G in Big Game is get in the game, leverage your resources, organize all of your administrative duties, your calendars, communicate timely and effectively with your assigners. The other G, get the call right, rules. We have to know the rules. We have to study film. We have to understand casebook scenarios. The A, articulate the story. Speaking in our verbal judo and our nonverbal sign language during calls, violations and fouls. M, move with purpose. On the court, it's a game of angles. So we're not always going to get the play right, but we have to be at a certain spot on the floor in order to be able to referee those plays. But off the court, fitness, nutrition, taking care of our bodies. That's why it's important to have longevity in this. I can't teach a youth how to maintain their health and wellness if I don't do it myself. And most important, the E in Big Game is embody Big Game thinking. That is our core values. That is what is more important than money. Citizenship, entrepreneurship, teamwork. That's what's important. It's so much more important to me than any financial gain. It's outcome over income. So that's my point, is driving home a consistent blueprint for someone to always see and understand that when you see Big Game, it's not, I'm the best official out there. It's a teaching map, it's a culture. There's a meaning and a principle behind every single letter, and that's why Big Game Official continues to thrive, is because we have buy-in, because people are continuing to understand that this is my business, not me, it's theirs. I'm empowering them to own their own business by giving them a blueprint, building their vision, intentionally look the part, get in the game, get the call right, articulate the story, move with purpose, and embody Big Game thinking. So that's why when it flattered me when you said that you all take bets on what official is coming in, who's Big Game and who's not. That's incredibly flattering, because that tells me that they get it. They understand the assignment.
You can just tell when they walk in, like you said, they look the part.
Thank you.
Sarah,
Thank you all for having me. Good to see
You
you.
too. You look amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Couple minutes, y'all, we'll break.